It is 10:30 because I did not do the walk and talk earlier. So, for some reason, my neck hurts a lot. I mean, I'm assuming it's due to the fact that I basically laid in bed for 36 hours straight, which isn't very good onto everything. And for some reason, though, it just hit now. I've been fine all day, and then all of a sudden my neck and actually just now my back, I don't know why, it's starting to hurt a lot, really sore, really tight. Doesn't feel good, obviously, because pain doesn't feel good. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's like the definition of not feeling good. Today I did nothing, basically. Although I did watch, I always frequently go on YouTuber binges. I binge Veritasium or Vsauce or a bunch of different YouTubers. Today's was Minute Physics, and my lord, he just overwhelmed my brain with like string theory and quantum physics and stuff. Every time I started one of his videos, I clicked off of it so quickly because I was just like, too much. And he just made me really realize, like, okay, wow, I'm not, I'm not a quantum physicist. Though I did make me realize, I do want to learn all that stuff. Like, I want to learn about biology, and anatomy, quantum physics, thermodynamics, aerodynamics. Probably not hydrodynamics, because I'm pretty sure it's basically the same thing as aerodynamics, but specifically with water, which I don't really need to know, because generally the same laws apply. String theory, probably special relativity, because I always struggle to understand special relativity. It's really complicated. Like all the shiftings and stuff, rays and spectrums, and basically everything, Obviously understanding everything's a little hard to do, but luckily in the modern world, we don't have to research, and we have people who dedicate realistically, it is their jobs, and people have been doing that for pretty much ever since we've existed. It went from people studying, it's strange, because we have people who do the research, and then people who do the research about the research, and then you have the people who research for themselves. So like back then, we just had people making scientific developments based on technology and, testing and stuff. And it's like, we discovered this and we discovered that. We're just learning new things. And then nowadays, we know a lot of things, but we're still learning new things, like with NASA and stuff. But then we have people who are using the knowledge you have that's just kind of there, that exists on the internet, or maybe even doesn't exist on the internet, and they're searching for it literally in real life, in books, and actually compiling this information to give to us in a 17-minute video, which is obviously very convenient, but that's basically their jobs. They're getting paid to do that. That's how they make income. So it may seem like, oh wow, he's so dedicated, putting in all this work just to make a little video for us, but that literally is his work. His work is to find information. So, or there, not to be sexist, but haven't really watched any scientific things that are run by females. I think the Sci Show is one, but I don't know. I only watch Vsauce, Veritasium, Minute Earth, XKCD, all those people. I think Minute Earth does have or is it XKCD? I think they have a female there. I don't know. But yeah, regardless. I completely forgot what I was talking about. One sec. Right, the whole work thing. So yeah, it's literally their job to compile information, which is convenient for us. So, previously, a really long time ago, I would have had to literally study this stuff myself and become a scientist or physicist or mathematician to learn things. And then a little further ahead in time, I would have had to research written documents myself, which would have been really difficult. But in the internet age, I can just go on YouTube and search, why does string theory explain black holes? And watch, again, a 17-minute video by some guy who explains it very simply. Now, that is the one thing I do not like about, I cannot say his name right, Kurzgott, yeah, I just won't be able to say it. Oh, patches of dirt, that's weird. But yeah, funny German guy with duck as or Burb, sorry, not Duck, as main character, he really simplifies things. Like, he tells you the general idea of stuff, but not like, he doesn't break it down, which I find kind of annoying. Like, sure, he's educational, but he just doesn't really explain anything, which, that's why I don't like watching his content that much, because it's like, oh, that's interesting, but then that's it. It's like, okay, well, I watched this not for a little fun fact, but for, like, information. And sure, he does give some statistics and some specific chemicals and stuff, but it's not really educational to the point of you understand why. It's just because. So that's kind of annoying. You know, you learn about the effect, not the cause. Also, I was studying a little bit of religion today, and for some reason, one proof for the Quran being divine and infallible I saw a lot of was that it was very eloquent. That was a word used a lot. And that it didn't have any contradictions. And I was like, so they think just because it was written nicely, which is subjective, and that it doesn't contradict itself, it's just divine. So if I wrote a paper that was very poetic and didn't contradict itself about supporting racism, that would mean it's correct and it's divine. I don't see the logic there, but okay. That one was just kind of funny. Very strange. Also, I found it kind of funny how, like, when people say, now obviously the debate of LGBTQ in the Bible is really large, and, you know, I won't share my beliefs on it. You may know it by now, but whatever. It's just a constant debate. Also, that's kind of funny how there's, like, liberal, left, blue, donkey, Democrat, and conservative, right, red, elephant, Republican. Like, there's just so many terms for the same thing. It's kind of funny. Obviously, you don't call anyone a donkey or an elephant unless you're trying to be insultive, but still, the fact that there's so many ways to represent the one thing is just a little goofy. But yeah, and progressive for liberal, and woke, actually. There's more words for them, because Lord knows they love identifying themselves in more ways than are normal. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I find it funny how they say anything LGBTQ is very biblical, yet what is the one word, the 5-letter word starting with P, that defines their entire movement? It's not a sin, is it? Pride? I'm pretty sure pride isn't a sin. Pride is a really good thing, right? Just find that very hilarious. No, I'm sure that wasn't like hold on. That was like a 5-minute talk that I wish didn't happen, but okay. Well, now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, pride, making that whole joke thing. Wait, no, because then I was following that up with something. I don't know. Who knows? It's funny, because that was just a time jump for you, so I could, like, have a very dedicated topic, pause this video for 5 hours, come back. So for you, what was just a couple milliseconds was for me going, what the hell was I on about? I completely forgot what I was talking about. Yeah. Life is strange, isn't it? Well, I don't need to tell you that, do I? Okay. That feeling when you make a noise and you don't know what that noise was, so you stop to identify what around you could have made that noise, so you try to replicate the action that might have made that noise, and then you realize that action you just did was the noise. Kind of funny. Noise. I gotta look into why noise can mean sound, but it can also mean just, noise. Randomness or chaos? I don't know. They're different. And if you understand where I learned the difference between randomness and chaos, then you watch the same people I do. My neck is so sore and I can hardly turn it 90 degrees in both directions. Do I have something to talk about? What would I have to talk about? I mean, I don't want to get into existentiality again, which for some reason isn't in the Oxford English Dictionary or Merriam-Webster, but is a one of the logical or physiological, psychological, the other ones that I just can't remember because there's like 4 of them. psychological, physiological, oh my god, why? What is it? Philosophical and psychiatrical, is that a word? Psychiatrical? I don't know, one sec. Philanthropy is one that sounds similar, but it doesn't relate to it. But yeah, anyways, I also forgot what I was going about again. Why did I start talking about... Oh yeah, existentiality is a word relating to either psychology or physiology or philosophy. I can't remember which one. Probably philosophy, given existence, you know. But yeah. I was going to go into why do I need to talk about anything and all that stuff, but you know. Talking. Walk and talk. Don't you just love it when a simple thought like walk and talk, not even a thought, just I guess it can be considered a thought, everything is a thought, but you know, a non-questioning thought, just a thought, like walk and talk. There's no meaning behind, well, there's meaning, but you know, there's no question, there's no reason, it's just a thought with nothing else to it, will instantaneously lead you down the rabbit hole of what is talking, what is language, why do we define things, you know, what's the purpose of speaking, what is voice, what is communication, how do we communicate, why are we so unique in communication, why is that not more common, are there ways of communicating beyond sound, you know, there's just, I guess that's one reason some people, especially, you know, the mentally weaker people, don't like to learn about basically everything like physics and science and all that stuff, because it's a little annoying, I guess, to them if you just think about basically anything that exists and you immediately go into an existential crisis. I think it's fun. It's fun to just think about it, because it's really about understanding. That's the biggest part of it. If it didn't apply to understanding, like if I was just to study Mars, for example, I would find that a lot less interesting, because I won't be going to Mars, and Mars doesn't affect me in any way. Well, technically not anyway. Of course, there probably are, like, you know, the light bounces off from the sun and bounces off Mars and hits us, so it does technically affect us in ways, but no substantial way. So I wouldn't want to learn a ton about Mars, because it doesn't matter to me. Now, if it's some, like, extraterrestrial object that's actually legitimately fascinating and, you know, just it doesn't have any purpose affecting me, but it was just really, 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 really cool, then okay, sure. But just learning about stuff that doesn't apply to me, I don't care about. So sure, watching that 11-minute video on why tractors don't have suspension by what is his channel's name? Think or no? Think. I don't know. It's not Smarter Every Day. Is it Smarter Every Day? I don't know. But look up why do tractors not have suspension. It's the guy with the little head light bulb that's yellow on a light blue background. Can't remember his channel name. But yeah. So sure, I don't really need to know that, and I probably won't ever drive a tractor, and the question probably won't arise, and I won't need to tell anyone why tractors don't have suspension. However, by watching that, I assume, and correctly so, that I'll be learning about suspension, which does apply to cars and mechanics, and I might be learning about, you know, just farming in general, and just mechanical and engineering principles that I wasn't aware of before, that I learned by watching the video. If you learn about things, they apply elsewhere. So if I were to learn about pinball machines, like the, I think, 2 hour and 45 minutes total series by Technology Connections, on pinball machines, 3-part series, that will not affect me regarding pinball machines in any way. But I learned a lot about circuitry. I learned some really cool and ingenious designs for certain things. I learned a little bit about history, and I learned about, like, for instance, some people would shake the machine to alter the result. I learned people would do that. I wouldn't have done that before. So you learn a lot of things. And now I know quite a bit about circuitry. That was practically a course in basic electrical engineering from pinball machines. So by learning about all these obscure and goofy things, you learn about everything else. Which one reason the SR-71 is so amazing. It's groundbreaking, it's fascinating, it's historical, very historical. It affected history in many, many, many ways, like aviation and Cold War and just everything, science, titanium forging and just welding and all a bunch of stuff. It had, rocket science, literally. It had engineering, has thermodynamics, has thermo and aerodynamics, which is obviously in every airplane, but very heavily. Probably, I don't think there's any plane that involves both thermal and aerodynamics even more than the SR-71 does. It involves the military, which is just a personal preference, but, that's cool. And there's just so many reasons to like it, and it's so much you learn from it. Obviously, that's just like an autistic thing I've locked onto and decided to dedicate practically 10% of my mind to, but there's a reason behind it, at least. Because everything has a reason. I believe that. Everything has a reason, and perception is reality are two phrases I say constantly. And I don't think I say anything else more, because those two just apply so much. What am I going to title this video? Talked about the Quran, gay people irony, educational videos, education in general, my neck hurting. Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those random ones. All right, God bless you. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, adios, mi amigos and amigas.